Islands, New York sports nation.
The Islanders are celebrating the 50th anniversary of the franchise this season, and tonight 70 Islander alumni are gathering together under the Brooklyn Bridge to celebrate the team's history. Joining us now is Hall of Famer, four-time Stanley Cup champion, and former captain Denis Potvin. Dennis, Joe Mauceri here with Pix 11. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Well, you're welcome, Joe. Glad to be here.
Awesome. Well, you can't talk about the Islanders as a franchise without talking about your teams that won 4 straight cups in the 80s. I know it was a rough year for you guys last year, saying goodbye to Clark Gillies and Mike Bossy. But as you look back on those teams, what made them so special?
Well, the fact that we're very much a very tight-knit unit. And, you know, unlike today, there was no free agency back then. So there wasn't a lot of movement. So we all grew up together on Long Island, which was a great place for most of us that came from Canada, just didn't understand how great New York was. So apart from that on the ice, we ended up having a great leader. In 1973, my first year, Bill Torrey hired Al Arbor. And that was really the start of the foundation, because Al was tough on us, but there were 16 of us that ended up on all 4 Stanley Cups. So you could tell how the era was a lot different, and we grew up together and cared a lot for each other. And of course, we always had the New York Rangers right next door, so there was always that competitive edge that we needed to reach the level to be able to. Well, we did beat them, as a matter of fact, in 1975. I remember that.
A few rivalry games there for sure. We'll talk about them maybe at the end of this.
Oh,
Still
boy,
a record 19 straight playoff series wins for you guys there. When you look at the Islanders as a team, there are a few fan bases that are as passionate across the country. Why is there such a strong connection between the fans in this franchise?
Well, I believe it started very early, and like I was, saying, 16 of us were on all 4 Stanley Cups. That meant that I sat next to Brian Trottier for 15 years. Billy Smith was right across the room from me. So was Mike Bossy, and on, Clark Gillies, all of us. So we kind of grew up together. But Long Island really received us very, very well. There wasn't one of us that ever had a Christmas or a holiday alone. Even if you're a single guy, there was always a family willing to share time with you. And of course, we had a great booster club at the time. So the whole island seemed to come together behind us as we were growing with the New York Islanders. I think that had a lot to do with how it turned out on the ice for us.
All right, quickly here, I want to give you a chance to plug your business off the ice here. The fans have been clamoring for them for years, and now finally, Potvin socks are available.
Yeah. Hey, listen, show up with your wallet. They'll be there, no question. The New York Islanders have been great partners in all of this. I'm going to come back in a couple of weeks, and we're going to be throwing socks in the stands again. And yes, amazingly enough, by changing one letter, it has turned the whole Potvin Sox chant that's been going on for 43 years around. It's been a lot of fun, and there's been great, basically Rangers, Islander fans, and a lot of people all over the country, even Canada, have started knowing about it, and I hope they keep buying.
I love it.
And we do for charity as well.
Yes, supporting a great cause there as well.
10% goes to the charity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Denis Potvin, thank you so much. You can find out more. Really appreciate you taking the time tonight. Have some fun out there, all right?
Oh, absolutely. No doubt about that. Thank you, Joe.
Absolutely. When we come back, we're talking Giants-Eagles as the G-Men try to pull off another playoff upset. Find out why Big Blue has always believed inside the locker room after the break.